Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Okay, hello everybody. We are on the Shuman Trail, which is the little path that goes around New York's Central Lake or Reservoir in Central Park. We're off in about 40 seconds and we're going to go at 10 kilometres an hour for 5 kilometres, so that should be fun. Nice big group, at least 30 of us, and we're led by Ryan Downey today, who has just started by saying let's move those feet, which is an indication that we are off very soon, so let's get going. So 10 kilometres an hour it is, and we're doing a gentle 5k. Oh no! I've just realised I haven't got any watts. Oh, typical. Oh, that's because it's not on. Didn't even put it on. How silly. Right, we should get some watts in a second. There we go, 164 watts. And we're off and running with Ryan Downey and a Pack Social 5k crew. We don't get to see this view very often, so it's nice. Over the bridge and onto the reverse Shuman trail. So at 10 kilometres an hour, obviously that's 5 kilometres every half hour. So we've got 30 minutes and we're running 5k. Carol Rushworth is with us, Debbie Colwell is with us, Emily Belshaw is with us. So we've got all the girls today, Wanda Archer as well. And we've got Brian Dell, and we've got John Shaw, Lucerna, all the regulars, Chris Beale, I think it's Chris Kelly as well, Martin Buchanan. So lots of people we regularly have on Zwift running with us today in the Pack Social 5k. Keep an eye on heart rate, so you can see heart rate up there is currently 134, so that's how hard I'm working. You can also tell how hard I'm working by the watts, bottom right, 204 watts at the moment. And it should stay at that for the whole run because it's not a race, it's a social run. So it's not a group workout where we do intervals or anything like that. It's not a race where we're trying to beat each other. We are simply enjoying each other's company whilst running at home on our treadmills. Some people run outside as well, with Zwift in their pockets. A little bit more difficult to take part socially, but still fun. And a bit closer to the action there. And we've got Vidar with us as well, Vidar Sorensen. So, good big group. And Ryan says today is the Shuman Trail in reverse. So New York, if you've not seen New York before on Zwift, it's a kind of modern representation of New York. So there are lots of high-rise, futuristic buildings. And the other very interesting thing is the glass roads that you'll see above us, which obviously aren't there in real life. But Zwift have kind of just invented for us to make the place look a bit more interesting. Hello to my wife, hello to Kev France on Twitch. Kev says, can't run at the moment because I'm injured, so might as well watch somebody else run. That's it, that's the way to do it. There you can see some of the futuristic buildings and the glass roads up ahead, up to the right, left-hand side there. So half a kilometre done, keep an eye again on heart rate. So running at 10 kilometres an hour, we're now in zone 3, which is coloured yellow up there in the top left. Heart rate of 148 at the moment. So ideally, I'd like to be a little bit lower than that, but because I'm talking all the time, and because it's very warm in the shed, you'll probably find my heart rate will probably stay in zone 3 for most of it, unless it's my watch playing up and I am actually a lot lower than that. I'm not sure. Sometimes it takes my heart rate about 3 kilometres to settle down. So the run will be over before I've got accurate heart rate. But there we are, never mind. Ryan Perring says, good evening. Legs didn't fancy another run. Oh, Ryan and I did go for a run this morning on Zwift. He's got a funky feeling muscle after a kickabout in the garden. Well, that'll teach you for playing football in the garden at your age, Ryan. Old men can't play football, it's bad for the knees. So, but we are keeping this nice and relaxed. Although I can't have Carol Rushworth getting 4 seconds ahead of me, so I will just speed up a little bit and catch up with the main pack, who are already leaving me for dust for some reason. Why are they all going faster than 10k an hour? I don't know. Jonathan Cost, hello Stephen, hello Victoria, hello Carol. Are you in the same room as Carol, Jonathan? Can't say hello to somebody who's in the same room as you. Or are you flying somewhere? Jonathan is a pilot, by the way, just thought I'd let you know that. So he may be at work. Ryan Perring says 10.2 is the pace it is anyway, not 10. Oh, okay. Right, alright, blimey, I am sorry. Did I not listen at the beginning? Alright, it's 10.2 kilometres an hour, not 10 kilometres an hour. Oh, pardon me. I am sorry. That's why everybody's ahead of me. I've gone less than a kilometre and I've got in trouble already. Oh, there we go. So 1 kilometre done. There we go. I'm wondering whether to put the camera angles on and risk going off course. There's not a lot of places to go off course on the Shuman Trail, is there? Let's risk it with the camera angles. Here we go, folks. The camera angles are on. Am I going to go off-piste, as it were? This is where it gets exciting and entertaining. You just don't know whether I'm going to turn left or right or carry on with the group. You see from everybody's flags on their names, we've got Ireland, we've got America, USA, Switzerland, Germany, Sweden, Spain, people from all over the world. Joining us to run this evening in the Pack Social 5k. Carol reckons I'm going to be going through the bushes. Vidar says don't go wandering off now, Stephen. You never know. But the thing is, there aren't many places that you can go wrong on the Shuman Trail. 1 or 2 around the 2.5k route, and we'll go round there twice. So I suppose there are 4 or 5 possible options of going wrong. But if I do go wrong, I'll just have to turn around and come back and rejoin everybody. Jonathan Cost says excellent performance on the ZRS chase. Stephen, thank you very much. I did my best. I pushed quite hard, and that's one of the hardest pushes I've done on Zwift, I think. So yeah, I was pleased with that. Carol says, this is you though, cousins. Yeah, I guess it is. Right, I'm slowing down a bit now. Now that I'm with the pack. The good thing about the camera angles though, despite the worry that it sends me off in the wrong direction, is that we do get a good view of some of the other runners. So it's not just the back of me all the time and the back of all the other runners. Without having to mess around myself with the cameras, it can automatically give you a nice overview of the group. Ryan Downey gets far too much airtime anyway though. Jonathan says, what surprised me about the ZRS chase run was how you caught Michael Hasser. Maybe he was having an easy day though. So you can never tell really. Somebody might be running who is really fast, but they're just either they're having an off day or they're deliberately having, a less hard effort day. Less hard effort day? What a rubbish sentence that was. They're having an easy day. 1 mile done. heart rate is still at 147-ish, so still in zone 3. So that probably is about right for this evening's workload. And we're still at about 206 watts of power using the Stride foot pod. And there's a nice view of the whole gang all sticking together. Oh, a sudden jump though. Look, to 160 BPM. That can't be right. That must be a mistake. I am not at 160 BPM. Jonathan Costa reminding everybody I do have a degree, a first-class honours degree in English. So there you go. There you go. I'm sorry. See, when you have a first-class honours degree in English, you get lazy because you think you know it all. So you just talk rubbish. John Shaw tells everybody to mind the grass because Ryan's just mowed it. I have a 5 in the middle of my divots. Never mind. That's the other problem about having the camera angles on. I can't message people without the camera angle instructions coming into the message as well. Right, Ryan Perring has only just found out that I've got a degree in English, and he says, did they just used to hand them out in your day? Do you know what? I think they probably did, to be honest. I remember talking to my brother and saying, what degree should I do? Should I do humanities or English language and literature? And my brother said, neither, they're both useless. So I did English. So we are broadcasting on the Zwift Run Live YouTube channel, but I do have another YouTube channel called Film My Run. We are hosting this stream. If you're interested in marathons, ultras, triathlons as well, I do film a lot of the races I do, and I put little videos together and I host them on my Film My Run channel. So there are 2 YouTube channels that I would love you to subscribe to if you could, please. First one is the Zwift Run Live YouTube channel, which we are now broadcasting on, but also the Film My Run YouTube channel as well. Jonathan Costa's English lit is boring. No, it isn't. How can you say that, Jonathan? Unbelievable. Some of the finest books I've read have been literature-based. Carol says, Miss Colwell, how are you? Miss Colville, how are you? Talking to Debbie. So Debbie has managed to prize the treadmill away from Paul Deering tonight. And it sounds like Carol has prized the treadmill away from Jonathan Cost tonight. So it's all girls out on the Shuman Trail today. Ignore the heart rate, which currently says 172. It's completely wrong. Definitely not right at all. I apologise for that. Oh God, Jonathan did Latin. Right, Jonathan Cost is saying English literature is very boring. Yeah, he did Latin. Well, there you are. Jonathan says Carol has prized the treadmill away from him and he'll have to run later. Well, as far as I'm concerned, there isn't much later. It's already 8 p.m. UK time, so I should be having a shower and going to bed. Mind you, I do have a meeting. I've got our bi-weekly Zwift HQ meeting tonight. So if there's anything desperate you want me to ask Zwift HQ, pop it in the chat. And I'll have a word with those in charge tonight, as long as it's not something silly. I'm not saying silly stuff. Paul Deering has a message for his other half and Carol. Colville and Rushworth, concentrate on your run and less chat, please. And Ryan Downey's reminding everybody to sign up for the Zwift Run Academy, if you haven't done that already. When you log into Zwift, on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see an option to sign up for the Zwift Run Academy, which also reminds me, all this week, remember, there's the Watopia Run Festival. So 1 mile runs, 5k, 10k, half marathons and marathon races all this week on Zwift. Sign up if you can. There is also another Watopia Run Festival in December, so it's already on the calendar. In December, the Watopia Run Festival. The Zwift Run Academy starts on the 15th of October. Carol Rushworth says, whatever, Paul Deering, whatever. And yes, Ryan says there should be a prompt when you log into Zwift to sign up for the Zwift Run Academy or the Zwift Tri Academy, if you want to do that, if you consider yourself a triathlete. Simon Brooks says, what's ZWA? What is ZWA? The Zwift Run Academy is ZRA. Zwift ZWA. Anybody know what ZWA is? Heart rate seems to have come back down to 153, so that's probably more sensible. And we've only got 2k to go. Look at that. Time flies when you're having fun. And I haven't gone wrong either. I haven't gone off anywhere. Wanda Archer right behind me. Vidar Sorensen right behind me. Actually, let's go through everybody and give everybody a little bit of airtime. Let me just turn off the camera angles because I'll turn around and go the wrong way. Right, oh no, we've got more people up ahead. Or they're behind. Pelotas from Spain has had enough by the looks of it. Ayote is the furthest up ahead from Canada. Hello to you. No heart rate for him, but he is way ahead of everybody else. Taylor, is that Simon Taylor? Heart rate of 159. Paul Davies says, is that the triathlete? I don't know. Oh, typo, sorry. Zwift Run Academy. Simon Brooks, what is ZRA? Zwift Run Academy. It's a chance for people to kind of measure themselves against other people and take part in some races and some training workouts. And but at the end of it, 5 people are going to be chosen to get some specific training from Zwift and be entered into the Berlin Marathon. So that's your prize, is an entry to the Berlin Marathon next year. Right, we're just focusing in on a few people here. AMT from the UK. Ryan Downey says, don't forget this weekend are the main Watopia Run Festival marathons and half marathons. Check the Zwift Companion app for details. Oh, blimey, he's a big one, isn't he? Ulbrich from Germany. Well done to him. Ryan Downey says he's hosting a marathon at 4 p.m. on Saturday. And is that your birthday run, Ryan? I Norman and Jay Holland. Well done to you guys. Brian Dell says, what is your keyboard? Yes, Jonathan is correct. It's a Logitech K series, Logitech K400 Plus. Logitech K400 Plus. Carla from Italy. And Sid from Spain. Well done to you guys. Okay, Ryan Perring says there are going to be 6 people chosen to run the Berlin Marathon, 3 men and 3 women. And you get lots of goodies if you're chosen. So join the Zwift Run Academy, you never know. And they're not looking for elite athletes. It's going to be across the board, different kinds of runners. So they're not looking for just somebody who's going to do a marathon in 2 hours 30. If your marathon time, if you're looking to do a marathon in under 5 hours or under 4 hours, you still have a chance of getting in. It's not all about elite athletes. Donald and Lucerna, well done to you guys. Paul Davies is currently trying to catch back up with the group after some run sensor issues. There's Donald and Simon Brooks. So Ryan Downey, well done to you, buddy. Thanks for organising today. And Tangvig from Norway, and Wanda Archer from the USA. Carol Rushworth from the UK. Well done to everybody there. Emily Balshaw, Debbie Colville, and Vidar Sorensen. Well done, guys. Brian Dale. Well done, buddy. Right, there's 4 kilometres done. Last kilometre now. Just giving people a ride on. Well done, Chris Beale. And Martin Buchanan. I think it's Martin. Another Sid, our Sid. This one from Sweden. Paul Davies just catching up with everybody. Oh, he's quite a way back, isn't he? Can't see anybody up ahead there. Neeb from Germany. GW from the UK. We've done Pelotas, haven't we? Yes. So back to me. Let's put those camera angles back on for the last kilometre. And as usual, there's going to be a speed up in the last 500 metres, I think. Ace Ventura, hello buddy. His flu is getting better, he says. Oh, apparently the K830 has illuminated keys. Very nice. Talking about keyboards, I do find those Logitech keyboards very reliable though. The only problem is if you get sweat on them, sometimes the mouse will fail to work. You just need to dry it off and it'll work again. Or I sometimes turn it off and on again at the back as well and it works fine. And the batteries last forever. I don't think I've changed. In fact, since I bought them, I don't think I've changed the batteries in the black keyboard. So I have one keyboard for each computer. I've got two computers, one running the streaming software and one running Zwift. And I have a keyboard for each. Ryan Downey says, I'll call it, meaning he'll call when we have to go faster for the little sprint at the end. My heart rate, you'll notice, has come right down. So it may be that for the whole run, my heart rate has been wrong. And it literally, like I said earlier, sometimes it takes 3 kilometres, 4 kilometres to settle down. So it may well have taken 3 kilometres and it's just the final 2 kilometres which will be my correct heart rate. There we are. Brian Dow says good luck to the sprinters who are going to go in a minute. Last 500 metres will be a sprint. Okay, let's go speedsters. No, people who want to go speedy can go now. Tyler, hello to you, buddy. Tyler Stanger. It's been a while, good to be back. Busy with cross country and school. Nice one, Tyler. And Rob Harrison says, likely to see me back on Zwift now that sunny, dry days are over. Yes. Yeah, it was warm today, but it clouded over this afternoon, and I think we may have seen the last of summer today, to be honest. Right, people have sprinted off. Shall I just do a little sprint to the end? Let's try and just do 200 metres or so of fast running. Stretching the legs out. Kev Francis says, how fast does your treadmill go? 20 kilometres an hour, which is at 12.5 miles an hour. I don't often hit that though. Well done, everybody. Good job. There we go. 5k done. It's my natural running style makes it look slow, you see, Jonathan. Because I have such perfect form. My body posture is so good. It doesn't look like I'm working hard at all, you see. Just so relaxed. I fly over the treadmill belt gracefully. And that's why sometimes when you look at me running, I just look so perfect in my whole balance and technique. It looks like I'm running slowly, whereas in fact I could be going 12, 13, 14, 15 miles an hour. And you'd think I was going at 5 miles an hour. Ryan Perring says I've milked it enough. Fair enough. Good point. Okay, we're done. That's it. That is Ryan Perring's. Not Ryan Perring. I've had too much of Ryan Perring today. Ryan Downey's Pack Social 5K. Do join Ryan, because Ryan does about 5 runs each week. He's got the Pack Social 5K, which is this run. He's got the step-by-step beginners runs, which are Monday and Thursdays, or Monday and Fridays. No, Monday and Thursday, because Friday is Ryan's Fartlek Friday, and Sunday Ryan does the backpacking up the Alp, the Zwift. So lots of runs organised by Ryan Downey, and Ryan Perring. Ryan Perring says it can never get enough of him. Never enough of Ryan Perring. If you want to join Ryan leads the step-by-step beginners runs. Is it Monday and Thursday, Ryan? I think there's 3, isn't there? I think there are 3 step-by-step. If you're a beginner runner, the step-by-step beginners runs are really, really good. Nice, slow pace. Monday and Thursday, Ryan Perring leads them, and he says they are epic, and indeed they are. And if you're an experienced runner, you can join as well. What you're encouraged to do is put a bit of incline on your treadmill. So stay with the group. It's all about group running and being together and helping each other through. And if you're a new runner, you stick it flat and you stay with the pace of the group, which should be fairly relaxed pace. And if you're an experienced runner but you want to join in, you can join the group but stick a bit of incline on the treadmill to make yourself work a little bit harder. So that's the step-by-step beginners groups. Don't forget, if you haven't signed up for the Zwift Run Academy or the Zwift Tri Academy, please do that next time you log into Zwift. Join one of the Watopia Run Festival events this week, and if you haven't trained up enough for any of the events, get yourself trained up and join the Zwift Watopia Run Festival in December. So there's another Watopia Run Festival in December this year. Also, there's another event which interested me this weekend, and I just can't remember now. Bear with me, I'll tell you what it is. There is another event going on this weekend which you may be interested in, and I'm just waiting for my Zwift companion app to load. On Sunday, Thursday, Friday, come on, Saturday, Sunday, the Dempsey Challenge. The Dempsey Challenge is an annual run, walk and cycle experience and is a primary fundraiser for the Dempsey Centre. It's a weekend that their community eagerly anticipates and is a time for celebration and remembrance. Support services for individuals and families impacted by cancer. So that's the Dempsey Challenge on Sunday. Have a look at the Zwift Companion app. You can join Group A if you want to run 10k. You can join Group B if you want to run 5k, and you can join Group C if you want to walk 5k. I'm sure you can walk as well if you want to. The Dempsey Centre was founded in 2008 and raises funds for those managing the impact of cancer. So it provides financial programs, wellness services and education. So that's the Dempsey runs if you want to join the Dempsey Challenge on Sunday. I'm off to have a shower, and then I have a meeting with Zwift HQ. So I will be putting the points of the community across every 2 weeks. Myself and a few other members of the Zwift community have a meeting with Zwift HQ in Los Angeles. And we have a chat about what's happening with the game, what's happening with Zwift, and future updates, things like that. Any information that we need to know, any information that Zwift HQ want us to pass on to the community, which we do through the Facebook page. So if you're not in the Facebook group, please do join the Zwift Runners Facebook page. and also we put points across to Zwift HQ. So we say what things have worked well for the community on Zwift, what things haven't gone so well. Sometimes they listen and do stuff about it, and sometimes they don't do anything about it at all. What can you do? Ryan Perring says, if enough people run the Dempsey event on Sunday, Zwift will donate $25,000. Okay, well, there you go. What else was I going to say? Yeah, so we've got that meeting. So do bear in mind, that happens every 2 weeks. If you have questions that you need us to put to Zwift HQ, then please do throw them our way. Put them in the Facebook page or email us or message us directly. You can even ask on when we're running events like this, ask in the chat on events like this, questions that you want us to ask Zwift HQ or points that you want us to raise. Usually we're pretty well informed and we're pretty good at highlighting things that have gone well or have gone badly. We're constantly trying to get them to change the race results, timing and distance bug. But that never seems to get resolved, unfortunately. But some things we do get changed. Some things do make a difference. So please, if you have anything you need to ask us, anything you need to ask Zwift HQ, you can always message us, and within 2 weeks we should be able to put those questions to Zwift HQ. Right, that is it. Brian Dale says, Stephen, what about Zwift adding run elevation display? Well, they kind of do. You see, the problem is with Zwift Elevation is that there is a course profile. In the top right-hand corner of the screen, there's a map, and it does show the elevation profile of Zwift. Now, the problem is that some Zwifters, myself included, don't follow the Zwift elevation profile. And sometimes, to confuse matters even further, we add our own elevation, which is completely separate from the Zwift elevation profile. So that is a problem. Zwift can't really display your own private elevation profile on the main Zwift screen. What you can do is, if you've got a smart treadmill or if you've got access to the Runcline app, you can record your own treadmill incline, and that will go on to Strava or Garmin Connect or Moves Count or whatever it is that you use. But as far as Zwift displaying it on screen, they're in a bit of a difficult position really, because they have to display the incline and elevation profile of the Zwift course. Now, it might change when everyone has smart treadmills, and when Zwift completely controls your treadmill and does alter the incline based on the profile of the course, then things might be different. But even then, there will be the option to turn it on or off, so you won't have to follow the elevation of the course. Right, that's enough nattering from me. I'm going to go and have a shower. And I will talk to you all later. I won't be on tomorrow. I am busy tomorrow. I'll be running outside tomorrow, so no Wednesday workout for me tomorrow. I'll be back on for an elevation session in the morning on Thursday, and then we'll do the Spanish 5K or something in the evening on Thursday. So take care until Thursday. Thanks very much for your chat on Facebook and YouTube. Entertaining as always. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.